about, does it make you lose weight? Like, does it actually boost your metabolism to help with weight loss? Who it's for. This was the first time I've ever done intermittent fasting. It was very interesting. I can't wait to share my thoughts on this with you guys throughout this video. We could be here for 10 hours talking about what that is. I'm sure you've potentially heard of it. A little better, yes. We are in business. We are in business. What is going on, you guys? Welcome to my channel, Noel Revelo. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's going to be an entire week of intermittent fasting. I'm going to be talking about my personal experience sticking to intermittent fasting for 5 full days. The topics within intermittent fasting that everyone wonders about, does it make you lose weight? Like, does it actually boost your metabolism to help with weight loss? Who it's for. If you are not familiar with my background, I train women online. I'm a women's online fitness coach. I help them transform their lives, their bodies. I've done 3 bodybuilding bikini shows. I've done 3 powerlifting meets, and now I just live a very healthy, fit, balanced lifestyle day to day. So that's, you know, just a little background history on myself. So just to give you kind of a little bit of comparison, how I approach nutrition on a regular basis is I count my macronutrients. We could be here for 10 hours talking about what that is. I'm sure you've potentially heard of it. Long story short, counting your macronutrients is a flexible way of dieting. They literally call it flexible dieting. And it's where you count your intake of protein, carbs, and fat. And it's a lot of like the 80-20 approach, to where it's like, 80% of the time you're eating food that is nutrient dense, that provides nutrients for your body, and then the other 20% you're allowed to have cookies and donuts and stuff like that, as long as it fits within your numbers. This was the first time I've ever done intermittent fasting. It was very interesting. I can't wait to share my thoughts on this with you guys throughout this video. And yes, so before we actually dive in and I talk about like what my experience was, did I lose weight, did it boost my metabolism, all that stuff, I'm gonna be showing you guys clips throughout the entire week of what my thoughts were throughout the entire week. Like, I took a few clips and just told you guys how I was feeling. Stay till the end of this video so that you can learn everything about what I experienced and if I lost weight and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy these clips. Maybe if I'm gonna continue doing it or not. I've never done intermittent fasting. So we're doing this all together. We in this together this first day. It is currently 1:30, meal 1 is served. I'm so hungry, almost to the point to where like I'm not hungry. You know when you wait so long when you're hungry? 8:10 and my cutoff time is 9. Woo, this is tough. I'm really hungry and I'm also very tired. I did go to bed late last night, but I don't know, I don't know if it's intermittent fasting. I'm just explaining to you guys how I feel. So it's day 2 of me fasting and it is currently almost 9:30. I actually went and got in a pretty solid workout. I didn't do cardio, but I did a solid workout. So I'm curious to see, I could already tell that my body has adapted like today compared to tomorrow. It's crazy compared to yesterday. It's crazy how fast your body adapts when it comes to like, just like if you're not in the same schedule of your eating routine. So it's interesting because I don't feel hungry. I did have a little bit of coffee. I'm gonna have a little bit more with a little bit of creamer, which is okay when you intermittent fast. So this is night of day 2. And I don't know if it has anything to do with what I'm doing. I just want to document everything. For some reason, it could have been something I ate. And then again, it could be how my schedule of eating is with the intermittent fasting. I never ever like get constipated. I pretty much go every single morning when I wake up. Like I have my gut. My gut's like steel, and I never have issues. Anyway, my stomach is like super bloated, and I was like constipated. And so yeah. So I just want to let you guys know that. I am going to be honest. I somewhat broke my fast. I was at like a Bible study earlier and it was in a quiet room and I did not want my stomach like growling super loud. I feel like your body like adapts, right? And so I'm usually somebody who when I wake up, I wake up pretty early, like 6. I will have breakfast by at least like 9 latest, 9:30 usually. So I'm thinking that I'm just gonna like leave in that extra hour. So I'm still gonna be like intermittent fasting, but I'm just gonna extend it a little bit till 8 still. So that's gonna be a bigger time window, an extra hour, right? Because yeah, I ate at 11 and I was planning on eating at 12. This day, what was that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day 5. Woo woo! Day 5 of intermittent fasting. And I have actually made record time once again. Just decided to be not too restrictive on like times that I start, but anyways, 1 p.m. So it's gonna go 1 to 9, 8-hour window. And just to give you guys an update, day 5, I don't really feel that my body has done a lot of adapting. Obviously, that I haven't been feeding it breakfast immediately in the morning like I usually do. My stomach is still growling and I'm definitely hungry. Like I'm hungry right now. I don't feel that I've like, you know, adapted to just not eating in the mornings. And yeah, it's gotten a little bit easier as far as my hunger levels go, but I could definitely devour a fat breakfast right now. I still feel that way, like hungry wise. Weight is still exactly the same, which I started at 144 and I am still at 144. So definitely haven't lost weight from it. Day 5, still going strong. Yeah. As you guys seen in the videos, I did not lose any weight. I started at 144 and I also ended at 144 pounds, okay? But just putting this into perspective for you guys, 5 days is not enough time at all to be on something to see what kind of results it would give you. I would say you need at least minimum 4 weeks to test something out. This coming from an online, you know, like a coaching, women's coach perspective, like you need at least 4 weeks to see if you were to lose weight or how your body would adapt to anything. So 5 days was definitely not enough, but regardless of the fact, 5 days in, I did not lose any weight at all. This was something I observed myself. So the whole losing weight, what my thoughts were, I wrote down notes so that I didn't forget anything that I wanted to share with you guys. So my thoughts were condensing the time so you're not able to get in enough meals, having less time to eat throughout the day. This is what will help you lose weight. Okay, so for example, you start with like, you know, you have a window time. And when you eat, you get full. And so if you have less time to eat, that's gonna potentially make you have less meals throughout the day, which is going to therefore be less calories you're intaking a day. Okay, so if you're eating less meals because you have less time throughout the day to eat, then of course over a long period of time you're probably gonna see weight loss, especially since you have such a time window, and especially if you're somebody that's really, really busy and on the go, right? The combination of that, I could see why people think this is like a weight loss approach. It's definitely not a weight loss approach. The main website, this is not sponsored at all, that I used to do research and to also kind of compare and contrast like my thoughts as a coach and then what I think this, you know, way of dieting or whatever is, they call it an eating pattern, and that's exactly what it is. I pretty much met my macros because I made it happen, right? But if I wasn't being conscious and putting a conscious, you know what I mean. I definitely probably would have missed out on like at least a meal or a snack, therefore being less calories, right? So this was another note that I took. If you binge, right, or you eat massive amounts of food in your eating window, you're not gonna see weight loss. So for example, every time that I would, you know, get to my time of when it opened up for me to eat, like say 12 or 1, I wanted to eat everything. I was so hungry, I was so starving. My body did not really adapt to, even the day after I broke my fast, like the last morning I showed you guys that video, you know, I woke up the next day after I had ate normal and I was just as hungry immediately in the morning. This is definitely not gonna help you lose weight if within your eating window, you're binge eating, because you're probably gonna be consuming more calories than usual because you're so hungry and you're just stuffing your face, for example. Will fasting slow down my metabolism? Again, all of these references, and I read like a few different articles, was from Healthline. No studies show that short-term fasts actually boost metabolism. Okay, so there's no studies that have showed that. However, longer fasts of 3 or more days can suppress your metabolism. In regards to putting on muscle, so is intermittent fasting good for putting on muscle? There have been some studies as well that show that it's not the best for putting on muscle. And in my experience, protein intake, you guys, is very, very important, okay? Our body doesn't resynthesize it, meaning it can't create it if, like, you know, we're in need of it. We have to provide it to our bodies either through food or through supplements. You know, not eating till like noon or 1, and I'm somebody who gets up at 6. There's a huge gap of time before I eat and intake protein. And so when you are someone who is, you know, you're a runner or you're in the gym often, you are breaking down muscle. And in order for you to help with recovery, like replenishing all of like the muscle and everything else, protein deals with our hair, our skin, our nails, everything more so than just helping with recovery and building muscle. You need to be getting in protein every like 4 hours for the protein muscle synthesis to continue to where it's like recovery, and it's in your system doing what it should be doing, right? Like recovering, building, all that stuff. So in regards to building muscle, intermittent fasting is not really good for that. If you have a medical condition, you should consult your doctor before trying intermittent fasting. So this is particularly important if you have diabetes, have problems with blood sugar regulations, have low blood pressure, take medications, are underweight, have a history of eating disorders. That's very important. All these are really significant. Are a woman who is trying to conceive, or pregnant, or breastfeeding. So those are people that should consult their doctors if you are planning on doing intermittent fasting. And then I just kind of had like a lot of odd things happen with my body. I have a gut of steel. Like I can eat a lot of stuff, knock on wood. I'm not very intolerant to stuff. And I experienced like constipation one of the days, like I told you guys in the video, which was really interesting. And I don't know if it's because I was trying to shove so much food in a smaller window. So like my body was like, hold up, what is this? And then I was having digestive issues. That's my theory. I think that definitely related to it somehow. Again, I just want to make this point of like, intermittent fasting isn't for everybody. Sharing my experience with you. I feel like this video, it's like, I'm talking about all the things that I didn't like, but this was my own personal experience. There was a few times where I sat there and would eat like 2 meals and 1 snack in one sitting because I was so hungry and my body was not really adapting. That was my take on intermittent fasting. I did it for 5 days. My experience going forward, will I continue intermittent fasting? Absolutely not. It's not for me. It works for other people. I actually have a handful of friends that do intermittent fasting and it works for them. I woke up the next day after I broke my fast and I was hungry right when I'm usually hungry. And so it's not for everyone, but it is for some people. Like it really, really works for people who have, you know, they're just not big breakfast eaters or they have really busy schedules. It was really fun doing it because it was definitely a challenge. I'm so happy to be back to my normal eating routine. Praise the Lord. Please leave some comments below. Let me know if this is something that you do. Let me know if, you know, it gave you some kind of insight if you were thinking about doing it. I don't want you guys to be married to any of the things that I talked about because, again, this was my own personal experience. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out. It helps me out so much. And make sure to hit that subscribe button to see me in the next video. But I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.